Hello, chat. Welcome in. Sorry, I immediately laughed. I feel like I'm so quiet. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our ASMR stream. Chat, today I'm gonna read you bedtime stories. It's actually nighttime over here. It actually got dark, so, you know. I feel like I'm hiding under my blankets and like whispering to my little brother. Like back when we had bunk beds. Oh, hello everyone. Welcome, Ryan. Thank you for the raid. I really appreciate it. It's super sweet of you. I'm gonna make you guys want to sleep early today. That's actually perfect. Today is Sunday. And once we finish these stories, I do need to go to bed. So I'm gonna tuck Chad in, and I'm gonna tuck me in after too. So let's all get cozy. I went ahead and we've got a dimmer light on the model today. We've got our cozy little outdoor patio background up, and we're just gonna have a nice chill time. I know that's a little rare for me, since we usually go a little crazy, but what if instead we just hang out, you know? I've got a variety of stories I can read to you guys, from cute ones to maybe some creepy ones. I know it's not quite October yet, but a little bit's okay. Wait a sec, the headpad didn't go off. Oh, sorry. Sally, we'll fix that part, but I can't even spaz out without it being bad. Thank God. Okay, so here's, you don't like ASMR content, but you'll learn. Alright, Mega, sounds good. I don't mind if you guys want to swap out, have people come in, leave. Not every stream is gonna be everybody's piece of, well, I guess cup of tea. I almost said piece of cake. But I think that's just cause I personally really like cake. But, you know, that may not be the best example. I think everybody likes cake. It feels weird, yeah. I mean... Okay, sorry. I laughed a little hard there. My bad. We're working on it. It's a work in progress, chat. We can't expect everything to go right the very first try. And I'm not quite sure what my desired ASMR voice will be. But maybe we'll go more mommy instead of whispers, cause this is a little less rough on my throat, if that's okay. I mean... Why not give it a try, right? So, here's the plan. I have a few stories. We may read them, I may just yap. Either way, you wanna be the red little engine I could. Well, I kinda like the idea of that one. Maybe we can come up with it as we go. Just because we have stories that people wrote doesn't mean we can't just make up some of our own. Can't we, chat? I mean... Why not? Sometimes you have to live in the moment, even if it's bedtime. I don't see an issue with that. We move over a little bit. Just a little bit, chat. Alright, let's give this a little whirl. Ba-ba. Trying not to just go and make the random noises I usually make is hard. You never know, chat, how many stim noises you have until you're trying to hold them in. Can you read... Oh, I'd love to read you a scary story, Mike. One moment, let me pull one up. How about this? Mike, would you like to hear a story about murder? Or would you like to hear a creepy story? What kind of scary story would you like? Campfire? Murder? Alright, well, how about this story then? Here's a story about how my wife and I decided to spice up our marriage by committing murder. Trying so hard, Chet. You know how it goes. Our marriage grew boring and stale. I don't blame my wife, and my wife didn't blame me. It's just that after being married for 500 years, what else is there to know about each other? We have good jobs, a stable home, kids. Got a little lost there, Chet. But something just felt empty. We hardly have conversations, and we definitely don't have excitement in our lives. Is this what marriage has come to? It just feels so meaningless. And it is this, that till the end of our lives, we looked on and there would be nothing more. Something had to be done, and divorce is just too expensive in this economy. So, for our friends and family, we came up with one last idea. Welcome in, Melon Lord. Get nuzzled in, get tucked in. Well, bedtime kiss. We're in the middle of our spooky bedtime story. Going on dates and holidays again. This economy is just not very viable, and it would hardly fix it forever now, would it? I suggested to my wife that maybe we should just go ahead and try to murder someone. Then we could try and cover it up. The bonds of a shared crime, and the knowledge that we'd lose everything if we did not succeed. What could be more exciting than that? My wife smiled, and she thought it was an amazing idea. God, this is why I married that woman. By murdering someone, we could bury them, cover it up, sway the police in the wrong direction, and we could get creative with our alibis. For the first time in years, my wife and I felt excited and everything felt fun. We picked a person who we were going to murder. Not really... I mean, truthfully, we didn't have any beef or anything. We didn't have any enemies, but we just picked a guy who jogged by, because I hate jogging in the morning, so we'll give him the right. We cornered him, murdered him, at 6 a.m. on a Sunday, when everything else was dead and quiet. There were no cameras, and we both had a large bag, and when we zipped the body up inside, our eyes met and so did our hands. The spark inside was indescribable. Our kids were at their grandparents', and we put the body under the soil in our garden. We thought his dead body could feed our plants, and we both felt exhilarated with the need to do it again. Chummy, you almost broke me with that line. So the next time our children were at our grandparents at their grandparents' house, my parents. That's how family works. We invited someone over to our house, and when we shot him and put him in the shed, something unusual happened. We just found him the next morning eating breakfast with no wounds, sitting at our breakfast nook. I shot him again, and my wife helped me put him in the shed, but then the next day, the same thing happened. Once more, back, eating my Captain Crunch like it was no big deal. My wife and I were terrified, but then he just left at the end of the weekend and wished us all the best. I was so afraid he'd try to tell someone. We'd see him at cafes, waving to us and smiling. My wife was worried, but at the same time, we were still so much happier, so much closer. Everything's so much better than before. The end. Wait, we murdered Mario and got 98 lives left? Oh my god. Maybe he had 97 and we killed him twice, but his name was Mario. I mean, maybe. It's possible. Who knows? Lily, welcome in, buddy. We're having some spooky ASMR bedtime stories today. But not only spooky, really can be whatever kind of bed story you like. Or just kind of going with the flow. What kind of story would you like to hear? Sonos, thank you for the head pat. It's a school holiday for you. Oh, Lily, welcome in. I guess you're able to stay up a bit later then. Alright, you want the Very Hungry Caterpillar? I haven't read the Very Hungry Caterpillar in a long time, but it was one of my favorites. That and I think it was the Rainbow Fish. Alright, I'm not sure. Chat, do you think it'll have the same impact without the pictures? We'll give it a try. Very, very hungry caterpillar. Welcome in, Pocket. Yeah, I hope you enjoy your time here. Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. Written for his dear sister Krista. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. On a Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. So he started to look for some food. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. He started to look for some food. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. So he started to look for some food. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. What a gluttonous little caterpillar. He started to look for some food. Lenny, welcome in. Wonderful to see you. We're reading some bedtime stories if you have any requests. And also, for anyone who doesn't know, Lenny's now my 3D model sister. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. Wonder if he had a tummy ache. That's a lot of citrus. Thank you for the treat, Stuffy. Hey, I'm a little shy. If I have a treat now, are you guys gonna hear the crunch? We're gonna see. It does very much crunch, doesn't it? Awkward. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, and 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. The next day was Sunday. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly. The end. I have to say, without being able to show the butterfly picture, it has a bit less pizzazz, doesn't it? Yeah, you're dipping? Bye-bye, crabs. I guess you don't want a bedtime story? Thank you for the treat, Draco. Welcome in. We're doing ASMR bedtime stories today if you have any requests. Yeah. The crunch feels so loud when I've been quiet. Thank you for the head pat, 10. Good night, Raph. Oh, wait, you're not supposed to eat now? That doesn't quite sound right. What's the point of a bedtime story if you don't go to bed? Do you have any dragon stories? Let me see. Dragon stories. Thinking. I believe I do have one. Alright, hang on one moment. This one isn't a particularly scary story or anything, but it's a story nonetheless with a dragon. Would it be alright? This story is just called The Lost Dragon. Read the duck story? Oh, do you want the ugly duckling crab? I'll read that one next. Alright, this is The Lost Dragon. Once upon a time, in a village nestled at the edge of a vast mystical forest, lived a 7-year-old boy named Draco. Draco was brave and curious, and he loved exploring the woods near his home. Every day after school, he would venture into the forest, pretending to be a knight on a grand quest. One sunny afternoon, Liam wandered deeper into the forest than ever before. Suddenly, in a small clearing, he stumbled upon something extraordinary. Lying in the tall grass was a tiny dragon. The dragon was no bigger than a cat, with shimmering green scales, golden eyes, and wings that sparkled like emeralds. The little dragon looked up at Draco with sad eyes. "Hello," it said in a soft, musical voice. "My name is..." Wait, Draco, what would you like the dragon to be named? It's your story, is it not? And I'm not sure what you mean. What does that mean? Also, welcome in, Carrie. I guess in this case, if we don't get an answer from Draco, I guess we'll name him Tom. "Hello," the dragon said in a soft musical voice. "My name is Tom. I'm lost and can't find my way home." Draco's eyes grew wide with amazement. He had read about dragons in books, but never imagined he'd meet one in real life. "Hi, Tom. I'm Draco. Don't worry, I'll help you find your way home." Tom smiled gratefully. "Thank you, Draco. My home is in the Enchanted Valley, but I flew too far and got lost. Can you help me get back?" Draco nodded eagerly. "Of course. Let's start our adventure." The two new friends set off together. They journeyed through the forest, with Draco leading the way. Along their path, they met magical creatures. A family of friendly fairies fluttered around them, showing them the way to the enchanted stream, where they stopped to drink cool, fresh water. Later, a wise old owl gave them a map and pointed out the safest route to the Enchanted Valley. As they traveled, Tom and Draco became fast friends. Tom told stories of his magical homeland, where dragons soared through the skies and played in crystal clear lakes. Draco shared tales of his village and his love for adventure. One evening, just as the sun dipped behind the trees, they arrived at a steep, rocky hill. Tom looked up and said, "The Enchanted Valley is just beyond this hill, but I'm too tired to fly over it." Draco thought for a moment. "I have an idea. Let's build a bridge using those fallen branches and vines." Together, They gathered branches and vines, working hard until they had built a sturdy bridge. With a little magic from Tom, the bridge began to glow with a soft, golden light, guiding them safely across. Finally, they reached the top of the hill and gazed down at the breathtaking, enchanted valley. It was a land of sparkling lakes, green fields, and dragons of all sizes flying gracefully through the sky. Tom's eyes shone with joy. "We made it. Thank you, Draco. I couldn't have done it without you." Draco smiled, his heart full of pride. "I'm so glad I could help, Tom." Just then, a magnificent dragon with shimmering silver scales swooped down to greet them. "Tom, my dear, we've been so worried." It was Tom's mother, Queen Seraphina, the ruler of the dragons. Tom hugged his mother tightly with his wings. "I'm safe now, thanks to my friend Draco." Queen Seraphina looked at Draco with kind eyes. "Thank you, brave knight. You have a kind heart and a courageous spirit. You are always welcome in the Enchanted Valley." As a reward for his bravery, Queen Seraphina gave Draco a small glowing crystal. "This is a dragon's heart crystal. It will guide you back to the Enchanted Valley whenever you wish to visit." Draco held the crystal, feeling its warm, magical glow. "Thank you, Queen Seraphina. I'll treasure it forever." With a final hug and a promise to visit again, Tom and Draco said their goodbyes. Draco returned to his village, clutching the dragon's heart crystal close to his own heart, already dreaming of the adventures to come. From that day, whenever Liam felt a call for the adventure, he would hold the crystal tight, and it would guide him back to the Enchanted Valley, where he and Tom would embark on many magical quests together. The end. Yes, Grub, the ruler of the dragons. Thank you for the hydrate. Okay, so now, did you want the ugly duckling crab? I don't have that one saved real quick, but I'll pull it up, okay? How do you know so much of my childhood? Aw, Draco, I just had a feeling. I loved the ugly duckling, but it always makes me think of Lilo and Stitch. Okay, let's see. Alright, here's the ugly duckling just for crabs. Once on a farm, long ago, a mama duck sat on her nest. "How long must I wait for my babies to hatch? I have to sit here all by myself." But what could she do? A mama duck must keep her eggs warm until they hatch. At last, the eggs began to crack. One yellow duckling stepped out of its shell, then another. Each little chick shook its wings. Quack, quack. "Look at you," cried Mama Duck with joy. "You're all so cute." Quack, 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 they all said with pride. "Come line up," said Mama Duck. "We will go down to the lake for your very first swim." She counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. "Oh dear," she said with a frown. "I had 6 eggs. I should have 6 ducklings." One large egg was still in the nest. "Well," said Mama Duck, "it looks like that big egg will take more time." So she went to sit on her nest again and wait some more. The next day, the big egg started to hatch. Out popped a baby boy bird. Yet, my goodness, how different this one looked. He was much larger than the others. He was not yellow, but dark gray all over. As soon as he stepped out of his egg, he walked with a funny wobble. One of the yellow ducklings pointed. "What's that? He can't be one of us." "I've never seen such an ugly duckling," said another. "How can you say such a thing?" said Mama Duck in a very stern voice. "You are only 1 day old. Your brother hatched from the very same nest as you did. Now line up. We will go to the lake for your very first swim." All the way the other ducklings quacked, "Ugly, ugly, ugly." "Aw, Crab, are you in ads? Sorry to hear that." I guess we'll have to wait for Crab. I don't want to read the story when he can't even hear it. I hope you guys are at least having fun. Or some of you, right? I don't expect it's fine to go on. Aw, okay then, Crab. Even though I can't hear you? Aw, we'll wait for him anyway. Look at that. It was sweet of him to offer, but what's the point of reading somebody a bedtime story if they can't hear it? In the meantime, I am curious. It's very different to be doing this kind of stream, but I am having fun in a different sort of way. Ba-da. Waiting for the ads, waiting, wham, wham. Eventually the ads will end, la da da da. Alright, I think the ads are over now. Bum ba dum. Alright, Crab, are you able to hear me again? Crab, are you able to hear again? Maybe. It does say ads are over, but I do know sometimes people have different legs than others. I guess we'll just continue from here. Hopefully he does hear it. All the way down to the lake, the other ducklings quacked, "Ugly, ugly, ugly." The ugly duckling did not know why the other ducklings were yelling at him. He fell behind to take the last spot in line. When they got to the lake, each yellow duck jumped in and swam behind Mama Duck. When it was his turn, the ugly duckling jumped in too, and he started to paddle. "At least he can swim," Mama Duck thought to herself. When the yellow ducklings got out of the water and started to play, the ugly duckling tried to play with his brothers and sisters. They yelled at him, "Go away, we will not play with you. You are ugly and you walk weird." When Mama Duck was close by, she would not let them talk this way. "Be nice," she would scold, but she was not always close by. One day, all of the yellow ducklings said to the ugly duckling, "You know what? You would do us a big favor if you just went away." All of them started to quack, "Go, go away." "Why won't they let me stay with them?" thought the ugly duckling. He hung his head down low. They must be right. I should go. That night, the ugly duckling flew over the farmyard fence to the other side of the lake. There he met two grown-up ducks. "Can I please stay a while?" said the ugly duckling. "I have nowhere else to live." "Why do we care?" said one of the ducks. "It's a big lake. Just don't get in our way." Woof, woof. Suddenly, a hungry dog came tearing by, chasing the two ducks. They quickly flew up in the air, and their feathers fell down on the ground. The poor, ugly duckling froze in fear. The dog sniffed and sniffed at the ugly duckling, then it turned around and walked away. "I'm too ugly even for that mean old dog," said the ugly duckling in a sorrowful voice. The sky turned dark. Crack! A bolt of lightning lit up the sky. Then came a big storm, with heavy rains pouring down. In just a moment, the ugly duckling was soaked through and through. A cold wind started to blow. "Welcome in, Shin. It's nice to see you. We're doing bedtime stories today if you have a request." "Are you talking about Donald Duck?" "Well, no, this character's named the Ugly Duckling, but quite the opposite, I would say, for Donald Duck. If you think about it, Donald Duck's considered really cute by most people. He's incredibly popular in Japan. I was looking at a really cool video of all of the different items at Japan's Disneyland, because mostly they're food items, because I like treats. And it turns out they have Donald Duck days. Apparently he's just considered really kawaii. Who knew? Alright, back to the story. Brrr. The ugly duckling held out both wings close to his chest. "If only there was some place I could try out." All at once, a tiny light blinked far off in the woods. Could it be someone's hut? The ugly duckling flew to the door. "Quack," he said. The door of the hut creaked open. "What is all this noise?" said an old woman, looking right and left. Her eyes were not that good, but she could hear. She looked down. A duck! She picked up the ugly duckling and dropped him inside of her hut. "You might as well stay here," she said. "But mind you, I expect you to lay eggs." A tomcat and a hen both crept up to the ugly duckling. "Who do you think you are?" hissed the tomcat, "coming here and taking up room by the fire?" "Squawk," said the hen. "I'm the only one around here who lays eggs. You don't know the first thing about laying eggs." "You've got that right," said the ugly duckling. "I'm a boy duck." "Then why are you here?" sneered the tomcat. "Didn't you hear what the old woman said?" "Imposter! Get out of here," yipped the hen. "Go away," jeered the tomcat. The door was still a bit open, so the poor, ugly duckling crept out the door and back into the storm. "No one ever wants me," said the ugly duckling with a tear in its eye. Hang on. Jake's romance with Donald in my light novel? Jemmy, why are you like this? Jemmy, you're a fiend. Did you know the end of the story is the ugly duckling flew to Korea and got cosmetic surgery? I don't quite remember that. Is that? ASMR Jinx be like, "Yeah? Welcome in, Raz. Since we're doing story time for bed, if you have any requests, even though I know it's morning for you, just let me know." The storm ended. Finally, the ugly duckling found another lake. Looking in the water, the ugly duckling saw a reflection from above. A flock of large birds were flying overhead above him. He turned to admire them. They were the most beautiful birds he'd ever seen. Their long bodies and slender necks winged through the sky with ease and grace. He watched them until the very last one had disappeared from view. "You would like a phoenix story, Green? I'll add one in." "Yeah? Oh, 5 minutes of Nia's. First one during story time so far, Nia." The ugly duckling stayed at the lake as the days grew shorter. The leaves turned deep red and gold and fell to the ground. Winter came, setting its blanket of white snow. The cold wind blew, and the clouds darkened. He had to dive into small holes in the ice and find fish to eat. Under the ice, it was all he could do to keep paddling so the water wouldn't freeze around him, trapping him underneath the lake. He became terribly tired. The ice got thicker still and the wind blew hard. In a moment, 2 giant hands swept him up. "You poor thing," said the farmer. He held the ugly duckling close to his thick, warm wool jacket. "You didn't fly south with the others. The farmer was carrying him someplace." "Where?" "Yeah?" The next months were lovely. Warmth from the heat of the fire and from the heart of the farmer enveloped our poor hero. For the rest of the winter, the farmer cared for the ugly duckling. "Yeah?" At last, spring came. Little dots of green spotted the tree branches. Short, bright flowers popped up from the ground. "It's time for you to go back to the lake to swim again, as you were born to do," said the farmer. He took the duckling back to where he had found him and set him on the water. "I feel good," said the young bird, flapping his wing. "Why don't I ever feel that I feel wait, I'm saying this backwards. I can't read, chat. I'm sorry, 1 second. Why, I don't think I ever felt as strong as I do right now," said the ugly duckling. "Yeah?" Spring passed, then summer. The leaves started to change colors when one day the ugly duckling heard quiet splashing sounds behind him. He turned around. A flock of those same beautiful birds he had once seen winging through the sky now sat on the lake. "Don't worry," he said to the beautiful birds, holding out one of his wings. "I'm leaving. I won't make trouble for you." When he happened to glance down at the lake, he saw a reflection in the water that looked like those beautiful birds. Why was the bird so close to him? He jumped back. The reflection jumped back too. "Yeah? What's this?" he thought, puzzled. Our troubled hero stretched his neck, and strangely the reflection of the beautiful bird in the lake stretched its neck too. "Why are you leaving so soon?" called out one of the beautiful birds. "Come back," said another. "Stay with us," said yet another swan. "We'll be friends." Then the birds who used to be the ugly duckling realized what had happened. He was no longer an ugly gray bird that wobbled when it walked. He'd grown into a beautiful swan. Then a dark thought crossed his mind. "Yeah. You only want me because I'm a swan and I look like you," he said. "That's not it at all," said the first swan who had spoken. "We saw you all alone down here and thought you might want to join us. We don't care how birds look. Why, take a look at Pelican over there." "No one would take me for a swan," squawked Pelican. "How did you end up with them?" asked the ugly duckling. "Stayed up too late the night before," shrugged the pelican. "Slept till noon. My flock took off without me. Was sure glad the swans came along when they did. Thanks, guys." "And there's Egret," said the second swan who had spoken. "What can I tell you?" said Egret. "I love to ride those wind currents. Then I found out my entire flock was gone. By the time I noticed, there was no way I could catch up. If the swans didn't come along and invite me to join them, who knows where I'd be now?" The hero, who used to be the ugly duckling, considered these stories yet was still skeptical. "Winter may get a little cold on the lake, but no one bothers me here, and spring comes eventually." "Eventually," says the first swan. "Why suffer if you don't have to? Where we fly to, the sun shines hot all day long. Imagine it. Thick, delicious pondweed for as long as you could see. Algae, waterside grasses, the works. I see your point, admitted our hero. Besides, said the third swan, I'd bet you'd love to fly farther than just circling around this lake. We sure do. Another good point. Our hero often imagined how lovely it would be to just stretch out and fly, fly, and fly some more. The bird who used to be the ugly duckling considered, these birds may be beautiful to look at, but they're also beautiful inside. This is the flock for me. And so the entire flock, including their newest friend, flapped their wings together, and in one moment the flock took off into the clear blue sky. The end. Yeah. It's a little hard to work in the nyas without feeling like I'm breaking the flow, yeah? Should I? Yeah? Remove that redeem? Yeah? I don't know. Yeah. Alright. Let me see. I'm not even sure if I have a phoenix story. I might actually have to see if I can find one. I'm gonna Google this one. I don't think Green would mind. Let's see. Bedtime stories with a phoenix. Thanks doing ASMR? Why yes, BZ, welcome in. If you have a request for a story, I'd be glad to read you one before I tuck you into bed. You hear, Green? Okay, I'm glad to hear it. Let me see. This one seems pretty reasonable. This one is called The Story of the Phoenix, and it's by Basab Gosh. I don't know why seeing the last name Gosh. It just kind of tickled my fancy. Cream key. I don't like saying that. Easy. I'm gonna stick with it. I can't handle the idea of saying cream. Alright. Just for you. Yeah. Oh, you want the cat in the hat? I'll read that one next then, after the Phoenix story. Hello, Nocturnus. Welcome in. We're doing bedtime stories before I tuck Chad in for bed. If you have any requests, you're welcome to say it. Right now, we're gonna read a story about the Phoenix, and after that, it looks like the cat in the hat. Alright, here we go. The Story of the Phoenix. One day, when the world was still very young, the sun looked down and saw a magnificent bird. This bird was beautiful and had shimmering feathers. They were bright, green and gold in color, and shone as bright as the sun itself. The beautiful bird dazzled the sun. Glorious phoenix bird, you shall be my bird and live forever, the sun called out. After hearing the sun, the phoenix was overjoyed. It danced around in the sky amongst the clouds. Glorious sun, from this day onwards, my song shall be for you alone, said the beautiful phoenix. But the poor bird was not happy for long. It was so magnificent that everyone wanted to have a feather from it. All kinds of men, women, and children chased the phoenix, attempting to trap it. The bird was incredibly upset, so the phoenix thought, I shall fly away and go east. I shall fly to the land of the rising sun. The phoenix flew and flew. It flew for a long time. At last the phoenix came to the desert. The desert was free from all humans. It flew freely, singing the praises of the sun above. The phoenix was happy and peaceful in the desert, spending its days flying and singing. Years passed and the phoenix did not die. Almost 500 years later, the phoenix grew old and feeble. It could now soar high. It could no longer soar high amongst the clouds, nor could it sing as it used to. I don't want to live like this, thought the old phoenix. I want to be young again. I want to fly and sing again. So the phoenix sang, "Oh, glorious sun, make me young and strong again." The sun did not listen. The phoenix sang and sang. Day after day, the old phoenix sang to the sun. When the sun did not answer, the phoenix decided to go back to the land it came from. There it would call out to the sun one more time. It flew across the desert, over hills, green valleys, and high mountains. The journey seemed to be tiring and long to the old phoenix. Whenever the phoenix stopped, it would pick up some cinnamon barks and some fragrant herbs. It carried some in its claws and hid the rest in its feathers. Finally, the phoenix reached its destination. There the phoenix found a tall tree and set to building a nest. It built the nest with cinnamon barks, lined it with the herbs, and the phoenix flew to a nearby tree and collected some gum called myrrh. This is an interesting one I found online. It made an egg out of the gum and carried it to the nest. Now everything was ready, so the phoenix lifted its head and sang one last time. "Oh, glorious sun, make me young and strong again." This time the sun heard the phoenix sing. The sun swiftly chased the clouds and put the winds at rest and shone down on the hillside with all its power. A blinding sight it was. All the animals ran back to their caves and hid away from the sun's fierce rays. Only the phoenix sat on its nest, bathed in the sun's light. Suddenly, there was a flash and the phoenix was surrounded by fire. The flames died out after a while, but the phoenix was nowhere to be seen. The tree and nest were not burnt. All there was left was single silver gray ash. Then the ash began to tremble and it started rising upwards. Slowly, a young bird's head popped out. It was very small and stretchy, but the bird grew as every minute passed by. Finally, the bird was itself again. The phoenix had risen from the ashes. It lifted its neck and spread out its beautiful wings and soared into the sky. The phoenix picked up the ash and put it in the egg, then closed the egg and flew away with it in its claws. It sang, "Sun, glorious sun, I shall sing my songs for you alone, forever and ever." When the song ended, the winds began to blow again. All the birds came out of hiding. Birds of all kinds and sizes flew behind the phoenix. "You are the greatest bird of all. You are our king," they sang together. The phoenix and the birds flew towards the city of the sun, to the temple of the sun the Egyptians had made. There the phoenix placed the egg at the altar. "And now I must fly alone," said the phoenix, and flew to a faraway desert. The phoenix still lives there, but in every 500 years, when it grows weak, it returns and builds a nest with fragrant herbs. It sings to the sun again and is surrounded by flames, and each time it rises from its own ashes young and strong. The end. I guess not the end if he does it every 500 years. The cycle continues, yeah? And next, was it The Cat in the Hat? Let's see. I haven't read The Cat in the Hat in so long, but it was actually one of my favorite Dr. Seuss books as a kid. I used to wear the hat all the time. I actually had a whole costume. I guess that's not too surprising. Alright, The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. This is going to be such a trip, VZ. Oh, you actually need to go to bed early today. Well, I'm glad I'm reading yours now then. If you're ready to go after this, no worries at all either. Alright, The Cat in the Hat. The sun did not shine. It was too wet to play. So we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally, we sat there, we two, and I said how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out and too cold to play ball, so we sat in the house, we did nothing at all. So all we could do was sit, 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 and we did not like it. Not one little bit. And then something went bump. How that bump made us jump. We looked, then we saw him step onto the mat. We looked and we saw him, the cat in the hat. He said to us, "Why do you sit there like that? I know it is wet and the sun is not sunny, but we can have fun, lots of good fun that is funny. I know some good games that we could play," said the cat. "I know that some new tricks," said the cat in the hat. "A lot of good tricks, I will show them to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do." Then Sally and I did not know what to say. Our mother was out of the house for the day. But our fish said, "No, no, make that cat go away. Tell that cat in the hat that you do not want to play. He should not be here, he should not be about. He should not be here when your mother is out." "Now, now, have no fear," said the cat. "My tricks are not bad," said the cat in the hat. "Why, we can't have lots of fun if you wish with a game that I call Up, Up, Up with a Fish." "Put me down," said the fish. "This is no fun at all." "Put me down," said the fish. "I do not wish to fall." Wait, why can't the cat speak? Oh, well, obviously, because all cats can talk. I'm talking to you right now, Jemmy. You're such a silly Billy. "Have no fear," said the cat. "I will not let you fall. I will hold you up high as I stand on a ball, with a book on one hand and a cup on my hat. But that is not all I can do," said the cat. Look at me now," said the cat. "With a cup and a cake on the top of my hat, I can hold up 2 books, I can hold up the fish, and I can hold up a tiny toy ship, some milk on a dish, and look, I can hop up and down on the ball. But that's not all. Oh no, that is not all. Look at me now. It's fun to have fun, but you have to know how. I can hold the cup and the milk and the cake. I can hold up these books and the fish on a rake. I can hold the toy ship with the little toy man. And look, with my tail I can hold a red fan. I can fan with the fan as I hop on the ball. But that is not all. Oh no, that is not all. Hello, Nate. Welcome in. That is what the cat said, and then he fell on his head. He came down with a bump, and from up there on the ball, and Sally and I, we saw all the things fall. And our fish came down too. He fell into a pot. He said, "Do I like this? Oh no, I do not. This is not a good name," said our fish as he lit. "No, I do not like it, not one little bit." "Now look what you did," said the fish to the cat. "Now look at this house, look at this, look at that. You sank our toy ship, sank it deep in the cake. You shook up our house and you bent our new rake. You should not be here when mother is not. You get out of this house," said the fish in the pot. "But I like to be here, oh I like it a lot," said the cat in the hat to the fish in the pot. "I will not go away, I do not wish to go." And so, said the cat in the hat, so, I will show you another good game that I know." And then he ran out, and then as fast as a fox, the cat in the hat came back with a box, a big red wood box. It was shut with a hook. "Now this is a trick," said the cat, "take a look." Then he got up on top with the tip of his hat. "I call this game fun in a box," said the cat. "In this box are 2 things I will show to you now. You will like these 2 things," said the cat with a bow. "I will pick up the hook, you will see something new. 2 things, I call them thing 1 and thing 2. These things will not bite you, they want to have fun." Then out of the box came thing 2 and thing 1. They ran to us fast, they said, "How do you do? Would you like to shake hands with thing 1 and thing 2? And Sally and I did not know what to do, so we had to shake hands with thing 1 and thing 2. We shook their 2 hands, but our fish said, "No, no, those things should not be in this house, make them go. They should not be here when your mother is not. Put them out," said the fish in the pot. "Have no fear, little fish," said the cat in the hat. "These things are good things," and he gave them a pat. They are so tame, oh so tame. They have come here to play. They will give you some fun on this wet, wet day. Now here is a game they like, said the cat. They like to fly kites, said the cat in the hat. This one's so hard in a weird kind of way. Jinx, can you be a good big sis and read me bedtime stories every night? I don't know about every night, but I'll do my best for you, Jemmy. Maybe we could have a end of stream nighty night story some days. Little Ribbon, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. Today we're reading bedtime stories to chat so I can tuck you guys in and give you a kiss goodnight. Welcome. Ribbon, how was your stream? Were you playing Rivals? Right now, we are in the middle of the cat and the hat. But if you have any bedtime story requests, I'm happy to hear them out for you and maybe give you a nice read. Oh, let's see. Are we also triggering ads? Do not call you Little Ribbon? But you're a new follower, aren't you? I can't just be so casual as to call you a nickname like Ribby. Silly. Oh, Ribby, thank you for the follow. That's so sweet. Now that you're officially a new follower, I guess I can call you your nickname, huh? Alright. Bozo Raid, welcome back, Raph. Wait, what's up, Lily? Thank you so much for the follow, Mad Boy Era. It's wonderful to meet you. What am I waiting for, Lily? If I have to wait too long for his answer, I may just continue the story. Why are the balls still active? I actually paused the redeem. They may show up in the list, but you shouldn't be able to click them. What? Why did it work? Interesting. Let me go ahead and fix it. I paused them all earlier, and yet... perhaps one of them made it out? Ah, the 25 did. Ribby, the googly eyes, truly. Alright, well... if it's what makes you happy, I can't complain. Alright, we'll fix it up. Okay. We're gonna go back to the story then. Nothing? Sorry. Alright, Lily. Wait, so when you unpause them, they'll come out at the same time? Oh, no, it won't do that. They won't trigger again, Jamboree. They just... if you redeem them when they're unpaused, then all that happens is... it'll trigger the spinny eyes and not actually throw any balls. Yeah, I'm sorry. Too bad. When they're paused, you're actually not usually able to redeem them. I think the 25 just happened to slip by my notice. Alright. We're going back in. Now, here is a game that they like, said the cat. They like to fly cats. I keep saying cats instead of kites. No, they like to fly kites, said the cat in the hat. No, not in this house, said the fish in the pot. They should not fly kites in a house, they should not. Oh, the things they will bump, of the things they will hit. Oh, I do not like it, not one little bit. Then Sally and I saw them run down the hall. We saw those two things bump their kites on the wall. Bump, thump, thump, bump, down the wall in the hall. Thing 2 and thing 1, they ran up, they ran down. On the strings of one kite, we saw Mother's new gown. Her gown with the dots that are pink, white, and red. Then we saw one kite bump on the head of her bed. Then those two things ran about with big bumps, jumps, and kicks, with hops and big thumps and all kinds of bad tricks. And I said I do not like the way that they play. If Mother should see this, or what she would say. Then our fish said, look, look, and our fish shook with fear. Your mother is on her way home, do you hear? Oh, what will she do to us? What will she say? Oh, she will not like it to find us this way. Do something fast, said the fish, do you hear? I saw her, your mother is near. So as fast as you can, think of something to do. You'll have to get rid of thing 1 and thing 2. Hi, Blake, welcome in. We're doing bedtime stories for chat today. If you have a request, it's nice to see you. So as fast as I could, I went after my net, and I said with my net I can get them, I bet. I bet with my net I can get those things yet. And I let down my net, it came down with a plop, and I had them at last, things too had to stop. Then I said to the cat, now you do as I say, you pack up those things and you take them away. Oh dear, said the cat, you did not like our game. Oh dear, what a shame, what a shame, what a shame. That is good, said the fish. Oh, wait, sorry. I just realized the page was so big I couldn't see the bottom. Alright, ironically enough, you're about to head to bed? Oh, Blake, I hope you have a good night. Let me tuck you in. And a little kiss goodnight. Mwah. Then he shut up the things in a box with a hook, and the cat went away with a sad kind of look. That is good, said the fish, she has gone away, yes, but your mother will come home and she will find this big mess. And this mess is so big, so deep and so tall, we cannot pick it up, there is no way at all. And then, who was back in the house? Why, the cat. Have no fear of this mess, said the cat in the hat. I always pick up my playthings and so I will show you another good trick that I know. Then we saw him pick up all the things that were down. He picked up the cake and the rake and the gown, and the milk and the strings, and the book and the dish, and the fan and the cup and the ship and the fish. And he put them away, then he said, that is that, and when he was gone with the tip of his hat. Then our mother came in and she said to us two, did you have any fun? Tell me, what did you do? And Sally and I did not know what to say. Should we tell her that things had went on? Tell her the things that went on there that day. Should we tell her about it? Now what should we do? Well, what would you do if your mother asked you? Yeah? Well, guys, that's actually the end. What would you do? That's Jinx's job? Oh, the good night kiss? What, do you want one, Ruby? I have to say, I never realized how, like, much they had, like, tempo changes on some of the rhymes in Dr. Seuss. It's been a while. Definitely has some tongue twisters, but I think what throws me off more is the, rhythm change, I guess I should say. Oftentimes in children's story, the, like, rhythmic, I think it's the pentameter or something like that is the word. It's supposed to be a certain, like, rhythm to each rhyme, and it usually just repeats. Dr. Seuss has some real twisty ones. He'll change up the pattern and the way the syllables stress in a very unexpected way for something that's made for really young children. It's pretty fun to read. Stop being Dr. Seuss, be Dr. Pepper? I do love me some Dr. Pepper. I held back today, but just barely. What other Dr. Seuss books do you have in stock? I think most of Dr. Seuss has now actually entered the public domain, so I can usually find just about any Dr. Seuss book. I don't think it'd be too hard to find Green Eggs or Ham, or Oh, the Places You'll Go, or most of them. Trying to think of every single one, but he had quite the collection. Because there was like Hop on a Pop, there was How the Grinch Stole Christmas, you have the Lorax, you have One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, you have, I think he had an ABC's book even. And there was, oh yeah, Horton Hears a Who, we have a movie for that one, don't we? And I think If I Ran a Zoo, The Fox in the Socks, you know, there's a lot of them. He's the one that did the Lorax? Why, yes he did. I think he did the Sneetches. He did a lot of stories. There's also, if you guys want tongue twisters or like children's poems, I think Where the Sidewalk Ends. I'm not sure if I have that one or not. I have my bookshelf nearby, so I have some options, but depend if it's the one in my room or not, I guess. I think there's also a Happy Birthday book or something. There's so many. There's definitely one with the circus, I remember. Let's do the Lorax then? Okay, let's see if I can find... If I can get this one pulled up. Alright. Yeah, I can. The Lorax is, it's an interesting one in that I feel like a big part of it's getting to see all those pictures, though. Alright, we'll do the Lorax next. At the far end of town, where the grinkle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and no birds ever sing excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grinkle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today, where the Lorax once stood just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax, and why was it there? Why was it lifted and taken somewhere, far from the far end of town where the grinkle grass grows, and the Onceler still lives here? Ask him, he knows. You won't see the Onceler, don't knock at his door. He stays in this lurkum, cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffled moof, and on special dank midnights in August he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks, and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps, if you're willing to pay. Read all the Dr. Seuss books? Crap, I'll be honest, there's so many Dr. Seuss books, I don't know if I could actually read them all in one night. We might need a longer stream. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail, in the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count, to see if you've paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snub, his secret strange hole in his groovulous glove. Then he grunts, I will call you by whisper my phone, for the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone. Schlup. Schlup is an actual line. How interesting. Gracie, thank you for the head pats, by the way. Down sleeps the whisper my phone to your ear, and the Onceler whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through a snurgly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose. Now I'll tell you, he says, with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It all started way back, such a long, long time back. Way back in the days where the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean. And the songs of the swoomy swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright-colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. And under the trees I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits, and as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits, from the ripulous pond came the comfortable sound of the humming fish humming while splashing around. But those trees, those truffula trees! All my life I'd been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts much softer than silk, and they had a sweet smell of fresh buttery milk. I felt such great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop, and with great skillful skill and great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I kneaded a sneed. The instant I finished, I heard a gazump, and I saw something pop out of a stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him, that's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy. He spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed, what's that thing you've made out of my truffula tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I chopped just one tree. I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a thneed. A thneed finds something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat, but it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets, or curtains or covers for bicycle seat. Then the Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that full need. Thneed. Thneed. Yeah. With her school books? Why are you being so fresh, Ribbon? Also, Blake, thank you for that hydrate. It's possible? I'm not sure. What else you got from your library? Ask and I'll see if I have it. Some things are on the public domain for children's stories, and some things aren't. Stop calling me formally? I don't know. You don't usually listen to what I ask now, do you? Maybe if you say please. But the very next minute, I proved he was wrong. For just that minute, a chap came along. He thought the thneed I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax, you poor stupid guy. You can never tell what some people will buy. I repeat, cried the Lorax, I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called on my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Onceler family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast, take the road to North Nitch. Turn left at Weehawken, sharp right at South Stitch. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Onceler family was working full tilt. We were knitting thneeds just as busy as beads, and the sound of the chopping of the truffula trees. Then, oh baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So quickly I invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffula trees at one smacker. We were making thneeds 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. But the next week he knocked on my new office door. He snapped, I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloots, who played in their shade with their barbaloot suits and happily lived eating truffula fruits. Now thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffula fruits to go round, and my poor barbaloots are all getting the crummies because they have gas, no food in their tummies. They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and sent them away. I, the Onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go, but business is business, and business must grow, regardless of the crummies and tummies, you know. I meant no harm, I most truly did not, but I had to go bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered the loads. Of the thneeds I shipped out, I was shipping them forth, to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more thneeds, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. And then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes, when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and he whiffed, he sneezed and he snuffled, he snargled, he sniffed. Onceler, he cried with a crufulous croak, Onceler, you're making such smugulous smoke. My poor foamy swans, they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in his throat. Why are you laughing? 'Cause I'm reading? I don't know. That's up to you, isn't it? And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you've smogged up around here. What's more, snapped the Lorax, his dander was up. Let me say a few words about your gluppity-glup. Your machinery chugs on day and night without stop, making gluppity-glup and schlippity-schlop. And what do you do with this leftover go? I'll show you, you dirty Onceler man, you. You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off, oh their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary, in search of some water that isn't so smeary. And then I got mad, I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorix, now listen here, Dad. All you do is yap yap and say bad, bad, bad. Well, I have my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring and biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffula trees into thneeds, which everyone needs. And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside the field came a snickening smack of an axe on a tree, then we heard the tree fall, the very last truffula tree of them all. No more trees, no more thneeds, no more work to be done, so in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye, they jumped into my cars, and drove away on the smoke-smuggered stars. All that was left neath the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax, and I. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, just gave me a very sad, sad backward glance, and he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hoisted himself and took the leave of this place through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with one word, unless. Whatever that meant, I just couldn't guess. Why do you feel like Jinx used to be a substitute kindergarten teacher? I've never worked that job. That was long ago. Sorry. My bad. That was long, long ago. But each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years when my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about it with all of my heart. But now, says the Wansler, now that you're here, the words of the Lorax seem perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get better, it's not. So, catch, calls the Wansler. He lets something fall. It's a truffula seed, it's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last truffula seeds, and the truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula, treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes that hack, and then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. The end. Lorax is truly dedicated to stopping deforestation. Exactly. That has always been the theme of it. And it's strange to think how much, like, even though these stories are very old, I guess not much has really changed. I mean, Dr. Seuss has been dead a long time, hasn't he? I'm actually not sure. I'm a little embarrassed to admit that. Perhaps I should Google it. Dr. Seuss publishing dates? I don't know how I'd look that up. Yeah, I guess the publishing date for the Lorax. Like, when was that written? 1971. Jesus, that was like more than 50 years ago, wasn't it? We really haven't changed much. You're gonna head to bed? Oh, good night, Blake. I hope you sleep super well. Sweet dreams. Mwah. Tuck you in. Make sure you get nice and nestled into bed tonight and have a wonderful, wonderful sleep. I never realized how old these were. Oh my god, Green Eggs and Ham, chat. It was published in 1960. The 60s? What is that, like 60? Is that 60 years old then? Yeah, 60, that was 65 years old. It had its birthday recently. It was published August 12th, 1960. That means, yeah, like 65 years old in a month? That's... Chad, I'm kind of blown away. I didn't realize these were that old. Oh my god. Man, Imagine having, like, you write something and for, like, the next 60 years, nothing else even competes as far as, like, children's stories go. That's kind of a flex. Your parents bought you one of the storyboards for that book? Oh, that's really cool, actually, Jamboree. I don't think I've ever seen one of those. A storyboard for the book? Is that, like, the draft template for the Lorax? Oh, they bought just in general. I see, sorry. That's embarrassing, my bad for misunderstanding. They bought it for themselves? Perhaps are they like collectors? Ah, I never realized. That would make sense though. It was probably quite expensive if it's like a collection or a collector's item. Aw, thank you, Green. I see your YouTube message. I'm gonna say this. Green is very cute and a very good friend. And Little Ribbon's a very good friend, who I would never call something as casual as Ribby. Alright. I guess we do always want more Dr. Seuss. I'll have to pick the next Dr. Seuss books then. But there's so many, how do I choose it? Hi, Flynn. Nice to see you there peeking up. Which Dr. Seuss book next? Ooh, Redfish, Bluefish. I love that one. I'm down. I'm sold. Redfish, Bluefish. I think it actually starts with like one fish, two fish, but it hardly matters. Alright, let's see. Interesting, I didn't expect this one to be the hardest one to pull up. Oh. Oh, here it is. Alright, we've got it. We're gonna... Alright. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, black fish, blue fish, old fish, new fish. This one has a little star. This one has a little car. Say, what a lot of fish there are. Yes, some are red and some are blue. Some are old and some are new. Some are sad and some are glad. And some are very, very bad. Why are they sad and glad and bad? I do not know. Go ask your dad. Some are thin and some are fat. The fat one has a yellow hat. From there to here and here to there, funny things are everywhere. Here are some who like to run. They run for fun in the hot, hot sun. Oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my. What a lot of funny things go by. Some have 2 feet, some have 4, some have 6, and some have more. Where do they come from? I can't say, but I bet they have come a long, long way. We see them come, we see them go. Some are fast, some are slow. Some are high, some are low. One of them is like another. Don't ask us why, go ask your mother. Say, look at his fingers. 1, 2, 3. How many fingers do I see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 11. 11. This is something new. I kinda wish I had 11 too. Bump, 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 bump. Did you ever ride a wump? We have a wump with just 1 hump, but we know a man called Mr. Gump. Mr. Gump has a 7 hump wump. So if you go bump, bump, just jump on the hump of the wump of Gump. Who am I? My name is Ned. I do not like my little bed. This is no good. My feet stick right out of bed all night. And when I put them in, oh dear, my head sticks out of bed up here. That is such a wild one to read without pictures, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. We like our bike, it's made for three. Our Mike sits up in back, you see. We like our Mike, and this is why. Mike does all the work when the hills get high. And I want you guys to understand there is a picture of a monkey named Mike pushing the bike up a hill. Very, very cute. You did more writing? Welcome back, Jemmy. We're reading Red Fish, Blue Fish by Dr. Seuss. Hello there, Ned. How do you do? Tell me, what is new? How are things in your little bed? What is new? Please tell me, Ned. I do not like this bed at all. A lot of things have come to call. A cow, a dog, a cat, a mouse. Oh, what is this bed? Oh, what a house. Oh dear, I cannot hear. Will you please come over near? Will you please look in my ear? There must be something in there, I fear. Say, look, a bird was in your ear, but he is out, so have no fear. Again you can hear, my dear. This is actually a challenge mode. I hope your writing's going well though, Jemmy. My hat is old, my teeth are gold. I have a bird I like to hold. My shoe is off, my foot is cold. My shoe is off, my foot is cold. I have a bird I like to hold. My cat is old, my teeth are gold. And now my story is all told. We took a look, we saw a nook. On his head he had a hook. On his hook he had a book. On his book was how to cook. We saw him sit and try to cook. He took a look at the book on a hook. But a nook can't read, so a nook can't cook. So, what's a nook to cook? Cook book. The moon was out, we saw some sheep. Take a walk in their sleep. These are actually like so wild to like see the different rhymes. Am I going crazy, chat? Each one's so different. By the light of the moon, by the light of a star, they walked into the night from near to far. I would never walk, I would take a car. I do not like this one so well. All he does is yell, yell, yell. I have not this one about. When he comes in, I put him out. This one is as quiet as a mouse. I like to have him in the house. At our house, we open cans. We have to open as many as we can. That's why we have to for our Zans. The Zans for cans is very good. Have you a Zans for cans? You should. Interesting. I like to box how I like to box. So every day I box a gox. In yellow socks I box my gox. I box in yellow gox box socks. It's fun to sing if you sing with a ying. My ying can sing like anything. I sing high, my ying sings low. And we are not too bad, you know. I think this one is called a yink. He likes to wink, he likes to drink. He likes to drink and drink and drink. The things he likes to drink is ink. The ink he likes to drink is pink. He likes to wink and drink pink ink. So if you have a lot of ink, then you should get a yink, I think. Yeah. You know, I did find this interesting. When I found this copy of Red Fish, Blue Fish, it also had Japanese subtitles inside of the book. And now I'm wondering if this is just used to practice English in some places, because there's so many combos of different words that either not only just sound similar, but also ones that like have double meanings. Hop, hop, hop. I am a yop. All I like to do is hop from finger top to finger top. I hop from left to right and then hop, hop. I hop right back again. I like to hop all day and night from right to left, from left to right. Why do I like to hop, hop, hop? I do not know. Go ask your pop. Brush, 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 brush. Comb, 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 comb. Blue hair is fun to brush and comb. All girls who like to brush and comb should have a pet like this in their home. Who is this pet? Say he is wet. You never yet met a pet, I bet, as wet as they let this wet pet get. Dude, if I had to learn English from another language using these rhymes, this would probably make me rage quit class. Absolutely intense. Okay, I'll look that book up in a moment, Kumo. I'm intrigued. The story is The Owl and the Pussycat by Edward Lear. The name Edward Lear sounds familiar. Did you ever fly a kite in a bed? Did you ever take a walk with 10 cats on your head? I want you guys to know that there's a little drawing on this page of a little girl with a giant piece of sheetwood on her head holding 10 cats. Pretty strong girl. Did you ever milk this kind of cow? Well, we can do it. We know how. If you never did, you should. These things are fun and fun is good. Hello, hello. Are you there? Hello, I called you to say hello. I said hello. Can you hear me, Joe? Oh no, I cannot hear your call. I cannot hear your call at all. This is not good and I know why. My mouse has cut the wire. Goodbye. From near to far, from here to there, funny things are everywhere. These yellow pets are called the Zeds. They have one hair upon their heads. Their hair grows fast, so fast they say they need a haircut every day. Who am I? My name is Ish. On my hands I have a dish. I have this dish to help me wish. When I wish to make a wish, I wave my hands with a big swish swish. And then I say I wish for fish. And I get my fish right on the dish. So if you wish to have a wish, then you may swish for fish with my ish with the dish. Bully. Maybe. I wanna bully you. At our house, we play out back. We play a game called Ring the Gack. Would you like to play this game? Come down. We have the only gack in town. This is so intense. Look what we found in the park in the dark. We will take him home. We will call him Clark. He will live in our house. He will grow and grow. Will our mother like this? We don't know. Jinx, can you read the whole Harry Potter series next? I feel like this specific Dr. Seuss book was as long as Harry Potter. But honestly, that's a good question. I don't think I have physical copies of the Harry Potter books looking around, so I don't know if those are online for free. Yeah. I feel like those may cost money. Don't think I could read them all tonight though, either. And now, good night. It's time to sleep. So we will sleep with our pet Zeep. Today is gone. Today was fun. Tomorrow is another one. Every day, from here to there, funny things are everywhere. The end. Redfish, Bluefish was a lot longer than I remembered. Alright, let's see if I can find the story that Kumo mentioned, since that one would have been next. Hello, Kashua, welcome in. We're doing bedtime stories. Oh, I think I actually did find this story. Alright, Kumo, I think I can read I was right. Edward Lear was a poet. I do know this name. I'm trying to remember what other stories I know by him. Let me look him up real fast. I'm too intrigued. Edward Lear. What poems has he written? Let's see. Poems by Edward Lear. I don't think I know him from this one. So let's see some of... Oh, he writes a lot of limericks. I see. Let's see. Book of Nonsense. Ah. Okay, I'm seeing. Hello, Kashua. I'm trying to keep my voice nice and calm today for our bedtime stories. This is my promised ASMR stream for my subathon last year. We had a test ASMR stream closer to that date, but I didn't quite have the audio and plans down to make it a proper one, so I wanted to make it up to you guys. This was actually pretty fun so far though, so maybe we'll do it again. Definitely easier to speak in this tone of voice that I've been practicing than trying to whisper for several hours, so I'm glad it's working. End it? Ribby, don't be a brat. Come on, just because it wasn't quite made for you doesn't mean other people haven't enjoyed it. You've got to be understanding of the needs of others. That's part of growing up. And I want my little Ribby to grow up to be a big, responsible, and understanding young woman. Yeah, I think a regular loud excited Jinx comes a lot more naturally to me. Does anyone ever jump back to Monster Hunter World? Well, I played it a couple weeks ago. Not this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before we were doing some... what was it? Well, attempts at Fatalis, I suppose. Alright. Alright, now that we've, let me go ahead and read this one for Kuma real fast. You know that was smoke? You're right. you know it. It's so wood. Oh, Ruby, don't be like that. So here we go. The Owl and the Pussycat by Edward Lear. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. They took some honey and plenty of money wrapped up in a 5-pound note. The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small guitar, "Oh my lovely," we're not saying, you know, maybe we reconsider this poem, actually. I mean, it's not technically a bad word, but it's a little sus, ain't it? Just, come on, I think you did this intentionally. Maybe you don't get a bedtime story. Maybe you have to be sent to time out. This is... I actually assumed if you sent me something, it was gonna be bad at the end, so I only read the last stanza, and I ignored the first one. This first stanza is going pretty crazy. This is a naughty poem. Alright. You didn't look, it was a book that's genuinely from your childhood. Yeah, this... I'm sorry, I'm about to get the giggles from this one. We'll just say that... What is this? Line 7 has, Line 7 and 8 truthfully just the entire second half of this, first stanza. It's a little... Oh, jeez. A little spicy, I don't know. I know it wouldn't have been probably spicy when it was published, but read Reddit stories, trust? You want me to read a Reddit story? I definitely know of Reddit stories, but it would depend on the one. What? Gosh, what do you mean? What do you mean, it's just talking about a cat? Not willing to read this line and get it clip chat. I'm not gonna take that bait. I do like, it does seem like he has quite a lot of limericks made by this person, so I do believe this was written for children, though. You should read Go the F to Sleep. Oh, I would, but I actually heard from Asum earlier. Well, I know his name's correctly pronounced Asum. Or, no, that's not it. Awesome. Awesome's correct, but it sounds so close to awesome, I can't say it. We're gonna call him Austin. Austin plans to read that to his stream for a subathon reward soon, so I think Go the F to Sleep's gonna have to be him. I'm gonna have to save that for the expert. Read The Elden Ring. That seems a little long. I mean, do you guys want that one for the end? I mean, yes. Ribby's being mean? Ribby? Is that true? Ring the Elden? Interesting. Well, alright, we have one last story I'll read before we call it. Well, maybe 2. It depends how long the stories are. We have about 15-ish minutes. What do you guys think? Let's see. Let's see. Alright. Perhaps we can read... I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind. One of the stories someone sent me earlier in a DM was a story called Things You Can Bite. There are so many things in this world you can bite. Why on earth would you want to bite a person? And I think it's quite literally just a list of anything else. Sandwiches. Apples. Cheese sticks. Carrots. But not someone's hand. Tomatoes. Chocolate. Birthday cakes. Bananas. But not someone's leg. Watermelon. Sausages. Oranges. Buttered toast. But not someone's face. Only food. Yummy food. Tasty treats. Scrummy yummies. Never a person. The end. This story is actually crazy because of the pictures. This is absolutely just a parent trauma dumping. You know, could be an older sibling, you never know. It depends on the kid. You send in a book in pics. You swear it is a children's book. The poem was published in 1871. Yeah, it's a limerick, and I do, Kuma, when I was picking on you, I wasn't saying I didn't believe it's a children's poem. I was saying it's not one people would think to, it's not one you'd read to a child now, most likely. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not in a setting like Twitch. You're pleasantly surprised at the range of my voice? Thank you. This one took a lot of practice, though. I probably wouldn't have been able to do this a year ago. It's not a natural tone for me, so it takes a lot of work. Let's see. I guess we can read this one. This is a story called The King and the Milkmaid. I kinda just picked it because when I was going through names, and every time I see the word milk, I think of Zero, and it makes me laugh. Also, I was helping Zero with the model earlier today, so he's just on my mind. Alright, this story is called The King and the Milkmaid. The king awoke, got out of bed, he stretched, he yawned, and then he said, "What was I going to do today? Though once I knew, now I can't say. I think I meant to go to town. Why don't I ever write things down?" The king got washed and dressed, and then he went downstairs and called out Ben. Young Benjamin knew everything. He was advisor to the king. "What is it, sire? Why did you call?" The king said, "Ben, can you recall what I had planned to do today? The memory has slipped away." Ben said, "I thought this might occur. You are a tad forgetful, sir. Today's the day I have writ down that you will go into the town, and once there, my liege, you mean to find a girl to be your queen." Of course, the king said, "Fancy that. Then get my coat and get my hat. I have to look my best, you see, to find someone to marry me." The king and Ben rode into the city, where all the girls were nice and pretty. The streets were full of maidens fair, potential queens were everywhere. Said Ben, it shouldn't take too long to find this queen amongst this throng. "'Tis true," said the king said, "on my life, I'd like a cutie for my wife, but looks are not the only thing a woman needs to please a king. The question I have in my mind is, are these ladies also kind?" Ben answered, "I see what you mean. If someone is to be your queen, they must also be good, so I've been told, and have a heart of purest gold. But worry not, O Majesty, for I have a plan, and we shall see if there are any maiden here in town is kind enough to wear the crown. The first step of my plan, O sire, demands a change in your attire. Your regal raiments much too grand for all the things that I have planned. A lovely maid named Mindy May. Whoa, Mindy May. Blah blah blah. Was walking through the streets that day. Young Mindy May had come to town to buy supplies to make a gown. A handsome lad whose name was Rance had asked her to the local dance, and Mindy May had told him yes, no, all she needed was a dress. Her mom would make one stitch by stitch. It didn't hurt that Rance was rich. She walked straight through the fabric store, but as she started through the door, she heard a voice say, "Pardon me." She turned around and then did see a beggar man dressed from head to toe in rags that smelled like Billy O. "I hate to interrupt your day," the beggar said, "but if I may, I'm very poor, I'm hungry too. So may I ask for help from you?" No, you may not," said Mindy May. "Now leave me be, please go away." The beggar sighed and turned his head. "Too bad she was quite cute," he said. Of course by now you will have guessed that Mindy May had failed the test. In truth, that smelly beggar man was just part of Ben's big plan. The king got dressed in dirty clothes, hard on the eyes and worse on the nose, to find a maid who'd condescend to treat a poor man as a friend. But though the king and loyal Ben played out their scheme time and again, they couldn't find a single gal who'd treat a beggar as a pal. "Don't worry, sire," said clever Ben. "We'll simply have to try again. Look," he called, "over there, I spy another maiden fair." The lady Ben had pointed out was fair, but kinda short and stout. But beauty, you may have been told, is in the eye that does behold. And though not all would find her fair, Yaku, thank you for the resub. 6 months, thank you so much. The king proclaimed, "I do declare, that is the loveliest I've seen. I want that maid to be my queen." The maiden's name was Alice Brown. She carried milk through the town. And when she saw the beggar king, she said, "Oh my, you poor, poor thing. You look as if you've had it rough. I'm sorry life can be so tough. But you have found a friend in me. Here, take some milk, go on, it's free." The king was struck by Cupid's dart. "You have compassion in your heart." In all the city, up and down, 'twas only you, Miss Alice Brown, who cared not for my poor attire. You are the maid I most admire. And that's the tale of Alice Brown, the former milkmaid of the town. The king likes them thick. I was not ready to read that comment, Kumo. And once the king and she were wed, she wore a crown upon her head, a crown she earned 'cause from the start she had the very kindest heart. So there you go, the end, chat. Also, Yagu, welcome in. Hi, Cloud Knight, welcome. Welcome, welcome. I was just finishing up reading some bedtime stories for chat. We have a few minutes left, so if any of you guys have a request, I'm happy to read it for you. You just got here, but did someone say thick? Yeah, we did. We were saying that the king in the last children's story likes thick milkmaids. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has different tastes, don't they? Hello, Cloud Knight. Alright, so thighs? Maybe it could have been thighs. Thick thighs save lives, as they say. Oh, I guess it's always a matter of taste. But that was also the moral of the story, was it not? Such a baby, who? Thighs, Dale. Alright, so with that, I'm trying to decide if there was anything else we wanted to read before we call it. But perhaps I can find another. Mostly I've taken requests or just done whatever, you know? Oh damn, what do you mean, Green? Let's see. 2 hours went by so fast? Well, I have to say, it did go faster than I expected, for sure. It hasn't quite been a whole 2 hours yet, but it's been about an hour and 57 minutes. Where's this dude that called you mommy? He's missing his time to shine. Oh, well, yeah. At first I could have let him know specifically, but I don't know that he was in the Discord. I think he just uses Twitter. Either way, all good either way. Let's see. Is there any story to wrap up with? Who said that? Oh. Alright, Ruby. Alright. Yeah, it was a new guy that popped into stream for a bit. It was not rough, but he did also say dust me mommy, didn't he? I forgot about that. Let's see. Try to decide. Some of the stories I found before would be a bit too long to read at the end. One, yeah. Alright, just for you, Green. Oh, what? Nobody saw that. My bad. Yeah. For you. Feels kind of weird in yeah in such a different tone. You sees everything? Whoa. Alright, let's try. An uwu. Alright. Uwu? I don't know if that feels quite right. Uwu? I don't know. I'm not sure I can do that one right now. I did my best for you. Well, let's see. I'm not sure. I guess we have read quite a lot of children's stories, and some not children's stories, depending. The first one was kind of wild. Are scary stories on the table? Yeah, we did a scary story first. I don't have any rules against it. It's really whatever kind you want. I'm willing to do one last one before we call it, so if we have a request, I'm down. But not the entire Harry Potter series. I think that one might be too big of an ask. Bully? You want me to bully you, Ruby? Is that a request? VOD will be reviewed by me? Oh, dear lord. Whatever works, I guess. You've got one? Alright, Kuma. What's your request? I think you guys want me to bully you. Alright, let me see if I can pull this one up, Kumo. Let's see. Interesting. This is 314 pages. I'm gonna be honest. These are a little bit crazy. That's a simple horror story? A simple horror story of 314 pages. Yes, of course, my mistake. Oh my god, Giovanni, I love that emote combo. Oh my god. That's a winner in my book. Welcome in. Found one that was like 3 paragraphs? Oh, maybe you can send me a link then, because for me this came up and was a 314 page novel. Oh, Oh, I see, I see. Oh, I found one. It looks like it's from a Harvard Classics. Hmm? Is this it? It's like a, it's a quick fable version, it looks like. Is that, perhaps this one's right? Let's see. This one doesn't quite look like 3 paragraphs, it looks more like 2. Ah. I'm not 100% sure though. It's hard to say. I didn't find like one quick answer. Okay, well that'd be fun if you want to send in a Discord message. When she's full, she's a girl. I like that expression. I like that one a lot. Alright. Oh, so I do think perhaps I did find the right one from what I'm seeing. Alright, the important... Okay, so... Let's see. Alright, so if this is the correct one, I'll go ahead and give this one a try. Our last one of the night for Kumo. This one is called The Appointment in Samara. And the speaker is Death. Intriguing premise. There was a merchant in Baghdad who sent his servant to the market to buy provisions. In a little while the servant came back, white and trembling, and said, "Master, just now when I was in the marketplace, I was jostled by a woman in the crowd, and when I turned, I saw it was Death that had jostled me. She looked at me and made a threatening gesture. Now, lend me your horse, and I will ride far away from this city and avoid my fate. I will go to Samara, and there Death will not find me." The merchant lent him his horse, and the servant mounted it, and he dug his spurs in its flank. As fast as the horse could gallop he went. Then the merchant went down to the marketplace, and he saw me standing in the crowd, and he came to me and said, "Why did you make a threatening gesture to my servant when you saw him this morning?" "That was not a threatening gesture," I said. "It was only a start of surprise. I was astonished to see him in Baghdad, for I had an appointment with him tonight in Samara." That's such a stupid joke. I was not ready for this, yeah. Wait, Chummy, I'm gonna have to refund this. That was gonna be our last story of the night. I'm not gonna be able to give you a whole 5 minutes, so I'll refund you. Everybody else is all complete, though. One often meets their fate on the path they take to avoid it. Yeah, I think that's a self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it? Believe that's the phrase. What a trip. I greatly enjoyed today, actually. These stories were really fun, too. Oh, great. Thank you for the treat. Well, that was my last one of the night, so... Yum, yum, yum. Let me go ahead and find us a raid target. Yeah, this was great. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I don't mind doing it as a special treat here and there. This isn't how it works. Isn't how it works. Just one, yeah. Alright. Before I go then. Yeah. 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 Alright. Wait, 1,000 biddies. Thank you so much, Jamboree. I appreciate it. You can't even win with this interaction. Ribby, it's not about winning. It's just about enjoying each other's company. Won't you share some time with me again tomorrow? In the meantime, let's see who we're gonna raid today. I think we have quite a few friends online, to be honest. Let's see. We have... let us see. Looks like Wolfie's online, and Wild. Rico's also online and playing Night Rain. Gordy's still online. Illuria. But Illuria doesn't like getting raids from me since I know not all of you are older than 18. Let's see. We also have Rin. I believe they're a friend of some other friends mutually, but I don't think I know her too well myself. Nizzy's still alive. And, Colt's still alive. It'd be nice to get him, maybe. Wanna raid a newish friend? Ooh, sure. Who do you have in mind? Wait, hang on. Wait a second. Wait. Chat, Meki changed models? Meki has a male model up. Chat, am I going crazy? Meki has a play model? Meki gender swapped on me? Meki had a surprise debut. What? What is this? I had no idea. Meki evolved. Chat, I'm processing right now. I had no idea. They had a surprise one? Yeah, I had no idea. They went live around the same time. That's why I didn't oh my god. I know we just raided Meki, but Guy Meki, I'm so torn now. I did not realize. Let me check out Vivi as well. I do know Vivi was actually pretty nice. I wouldn't mind getting, I wouldn't mind raiding into them. I'm so surprised. I had no idea Meki was gonna be doing a debut for a new model. Alright, so it looks like Vivi is doing Water Park Sim, but... Bro, Meki had a new model debut? Guys, no shot. I kinda gotta do Meki if it's a new model debut, don't I? What on earth? I had no idea. We're getting Meki again. That's a change up for me. I didn't realize... I want to read who I'm gonna probably watch, to be honest. Alright, let me go ahead and pop this raid command. Oh my god. Oh, I actually did... Oh no, I should have let Green just censor it. I wasn't ready. I forgot that, I had my YouTube chat turned on for this window too. Get jinxed? Yeah! Guys, we're gonna get Meki, please. We all accepted Becky's IRL guy. I just didn't expect the model change. Oh my god. Guys, please hype up Meki. Send all the positive greetings and good vibes. I'm really excited for him. And you? Ruby, let me tuck you into bed. Nighty night. Sleep tight and don't let any bed bugs bite. Mwah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think we're gonna be playing Dale and Dawson and Guilty as Sock. I'm really excited to try out Guilty as Sock. You guys are also welcome to join us for those games tomorrow, so it'll be a really fun, like, community night kind of deal mixed in with our Monday crew. I'm excited for it. Nighty night, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Thank you for the treat and boop. Bye bye.